Hello and welcome back to the Rosevere YouTube channel.
Hello.
So you'll see by the title we're doing a slightly different theme video today. And we thought there's a lot of questions that we get while people are shopping and when they're in store and comments and things like that. So we thought we could do a bit of myth busting.
Yeah. So for the weather segment in this video, nice and sunny again.
Yeah.
We're in festival time in Edinburgh.
Mhm.
So we're nearing the end of festival time. It's been a really good festival this year. It really feels like we're back to pre lockdowns. It's nice and busy, which is great.
If you watch this and you don't live here and you're just kind of enjoying the Edinburgh vibes through us, then yeah, you should definitely come and check out some fringe comedy.
Yes,
Always a good
yes.
idea.
You could come
Drink it while you're
here,
here.
and also if you, as we say in many of the videos, if you come here, then you'll have tea that is made by Paul or Ella usually.
Yes.
And today's tea is made by Paul, and it is made wonderfully as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he always does a good job. But on the green tea,
what's our first tea myth?
Our first myth that we wanted to bust was that the bitter element of green tea doesn't always have to exist, or the myth is that there's always a bitterness in green tea, and it's not the case. I think it's a difficult one. I've talked about this a lot with customers and with friends, to be honest, because I think a lot of people have a few experiences with green tea and they think, ew, tastes like burnt leaves, and they just don't understand.
You meet
why
so
anyone
many
would drink
people who've had bad green tea and
Yeah.
think that the principal flavor of green tea is for it to be bitter.
Yeah.
And it is not.
And that tends to be because it's been a tea bag full of like dust level crushed green tea. It's been brewed with boiling hot water for like 5 minutes. And then it does taste bad, and that's fair enough. Like obviously nobody wants to drink that really. But that's not what it is. It's not what it's meant to be. So this sort of thing that you get here, this is loose leaf. Obviously we only have loose leaf, but brewed for like 2 minutes, with fewer leaves and colder water,
and 75 to 80 degrees. I think Paul used for this tea.
Yeah. And that's not to say we do have a kettle that does different temperatures. You can set it to brew it for 70, 80, 90 and boiling, but like that's not, you don't have to go out and spend hundreds on one of these fancy kettles. You can just boil your kettle normally and then just leave it for a while.
Also, don't heat your teapot. Don't warm your teapot. Pour your hot water into the teapot, and you've already lost between 5 and 10 degrees, depending on what material your teapot's made from. So if it's a ceramic teapot, you've probably lost 10 degrees.
Yeah.
So if you're coming out the kettle, it's going to be in the late 90s, already in the late 80s, pouring it into a teapot. You either just wait a moment or add a little bit of cold water and you brought it down to 80, which is when you can make great green tea.
Yeah.
And as Ella always says, bath, not shower. So you put the leaves into the water, and you put the leaves into the water at that stage when the water is the right temperature.
Yeah. You put the tea leaves into the bath so that they're being gently soothed by the water, rather than putting them into the teapot loose and then just crashing boiling water on them, and they'll start crying and taste burnt and everything.
Well, I like that. They'll cry, and then tears are bitter.
True. Yeah. It'll make your tea salty. There you go. Showering your green tea leaves will make them cry.
We shouldn't bust a myth. We shouldn't bust a myth by creating a new one to say that good green tea is salty. This is we're not creating a new myth.
That's sad green tea. Sad, salty green tea.
So we were just discussing this one. That what we're drinking today, it's a second flush Jeoncha.
Korean Jeoncha.
Jeoncha. And our wonderful colleague Hyen, who is Korean, she's and obviously if she has an opinion on a Korean tea, we're not going to argue with Hyen.
Trust it. Yeah.
She says this is the best harvest we've ever had. So current harvest of Korean Jeoncha is the best we've ever had. And it's, what did we talk about? We said there's quite a savoury note to it, isn't there?
Definitely. bit of grassiness.
Yeah.
Not quite so strong on the sort of seaweedy umami as a Japanese tea is, but still definitely on that side.
Yes.
Closer to Japanese than Chinese, I would say.
But different. Very different to Japanese,
yeah. How long have we had it? I mean, of how many harvests is
Do you know, we got it sort of, I mean, Isabel and Haiyan went to the island of Jeju to actually scope out the different teas that were available. So it was after their visit in 2017.
Okay.
So that's coming on to 8 or 9 years now, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool. I'm so jealous. I really want to get on one of these tea trips.
Yeah.
So I suppose the next myth to bust that we had on the list, that was the caffeine one.
Yeah. Does black tea always have more caffeine than green tea?
And the assumption is that green tea has less caffeine, or no caffeine. Sometimes people think
lots
that
of people
caffeine
actually
free, which I always have to point out, because I've had a couple of people who they're like, I don't drink caffeine, and they're in the green tea section, and I'm like, you actually do. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but that actually does have some caffeine in it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And they didn't ask about it until then, so now they have to find something else to drink.
Yeah.
Because they're trying not to drink any caffeine, but happens.
When we say it's a myth that black tea has more caffeine than green tea, in fact, it's just a generalization, and it's, as a generalization, it's quite true. So black tea in general does have more caffeine than green tea. Yeah. However, there are green teas that have more caffeine than black tea.
Yeah.
There's also a white tea that has more caffeine than many black teas. The high caffeine green teas that if you are wanting to cut down on caffeine are ones to maybe avoid are one that's less well known, Gyokuro. It's a shaded green tea, really delicious, absolutely gorgeous actually. We also do a video just on that one actually. It's a shaded green tea, so 3 weeks before the harvest, bamboo mats have kept the sunshine off the leaves, and the plant has reacted by, goodness me, what's happening? There's no light, I need light. And it's produced more and more chlorophyll to allow the plant to use the tiniest amount of light that's there. And it's also the leaves, strangely, leaves can be sunburnt, a bit like our skin. So if the sun isn't touching the leaves for 3 weeks, that the leaves get very soft. So you've got a very soft tea with lots and lots of green, and also in lots and lots of caffeine.
Yeah.
It's a naturally occurring compound in the leaf. And it can have up to 65 milligrams for, say, a 250 milliliter cup of tea, which is more, say, than you get for an average Darjeeling.
Yeah. Which is 40 to 60, I think.
Yeah, about 40 to 60. Now, of course, in green tea, a very popular green tea at the moment is matcha, and that one has got a huge amount of caffeine. So that one has got more caffeine than green teas. And I think we ought to do a video specifically on matcha, actually.
We probably should.
Yeah.
It's almost as much as coffee, to be honest. It's very strong.
But you've got the L-theanine at the same time, yes. So that is making you more alert, making you more calm, more mindful. It's doing great things.
Which is why tea beats coffee every time.
But we like coffee as well.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a white tea, which we've mentioned in another video, which has high levels of caffeine, which is the silver needles. And that is because caffeine is a way that the plant uses to fight off insects. It's sort of like a natural insecticide. So it's putting it in the places that are most valuable. So that those buds that would, if they weren't picked, become the very first leaves are the most valuable bit of the plant. It's almost like the babies. They're the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
So that's got all the caffeine.
We talked about different teas from regions in China, and thought that it was important to mention. I think that everyone thinks that all Chinese teas are smoky.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't say everyone, but people can have this impression. Chinese tea. Well, isn't that the smoky stuff?
Lapsang.
Because there's lapsang, and maybe there's slight smoky notes in some of the teas. With the different teas we've spoken about. There's some Yunnan teas which have a note of smoke, or some of the Keeman teas as well. Nothing like a lapsang souchong, but the smoke is there, and particularly if part of the process has involved hand rolling over a heated charcoal, then it's not surprising that a little bit of that smouldering ember flavour has gone into the leaves.
Yeah.
However, the myth that all Chinese teas are smoky is not true. There are those wonderful, incredibly complex and delicious teas like Jinjun Mei, coming from where the lapsang comes from. Currently my favorite tea.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time.
So you've got really chocolatey, hazelnuts, really a malted note. There's a Horlicks note.
That Horlicks note.
Yeah. Often when I say that to customers, I then have to follow that by explaining what Horlicks is.
Yeah, which is a shame, because I think more people need to have tried Horlicks.
But if not, then the biscuits with the cow on, the malted milk biscuits.
Malted milk, yeah.
And I think there are more taste notes in Jinjun Mei, but there is no smoke. Complex. There is no smoke at all. So it's a myth that all Chinese teas are smoky.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so myth number 4, I think, would be putting milk in your tea is sacrilegious, is wrong.
But obviously you can put milk in tea. But there are some teas which are more suited to milk than others. So for instance, the Jinjun Mei that we spoke about, that would be unfortunate to put milk into that, because it doesn't have that tannic background that the milk needs to make it into a satisfying cup of tea with milk, and it would actually drown out all of those wonderful flavors.
Yeah.
But an Assam, a Ceylon, a second flush star Jilin, many of the teas from Africa, also some of the teas from China, they work very well with milk. If you're someone that likes to have milk in tea, then that works very well.
I think it's important to say as a tea shop that we don't think it's wrong to put milk in tea.
Definitely not. We're in favor of people enjoying tea.
Yes.
And tea is such a wonderful thing. It's a moment. It's a time to be shared, often with other people. It's a really relaxing moment.
Definitely.
And with masses of health benefits. So it's not like meeting people at the pub, which is also wonderful to meet people at the pub and great conversation.
Yeah.
But, perhaps what you're drinking is less good for you. This, you've got all of that sharing and those wonderful experiences, and you're drinking something that is actually making you better, improving your health.
Yeah.
Without making any claims. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And so, we're never going to tell people off for doing it how they want to, and drinking it how they enjoy it the best.
Yeah.
But actually, you're saying that sort of teas making you feel better and things like that would move us very well onto the last myth.
Yes.
The myth is that herbal teas would be less special than others, than black or green.
It's not real tea.
Yeah. And we come into issues with this here, because obviously there is a tea plant that is specific to, the Camellia sinensis or Assamica, which is a specific plant. And also rooibos counts as a herbal tea because it's caffeine free.
Yeah.
But it is a tea plant. It's related to the other one. So, it depends what you mean, whether you're categorizing them like biologically, or whether you're just talking about what we sell and what people drink and that sort of thing. But it's, it's not to look down on herbal blends.
Absolutely. We're tea fluid
never
here.
Would.
Yes.
We are tea fluid. That is so true. it's tricky because people, I think a lot of people will get really into green tea or really into first flush black teas, and then they don't want to try the sort of the herbal infusions and things like that.
Or you have people come in and they say, I'm really sorry, I just drink chamomile and peppermint and things like that. Like, it's something to say sorry for.
Yeah. Just drink what you want to drink. That's okay.
And you've also, you haven't got the health benefits of Camellia sinensis, but you've really got some incredible health benefits, as well as it having a drink that really tastes wonderful. And chamomile, the health benefits are just amazing.
Yeah.
It's actually good for backache. Just incredible.
There you go.
Yeah.
We've got things like honeybush and Greek mountain.
Yeah.
And things like that as well. A lot of these have like a huge amount of cultural significance as well. So it's nothing to be like embarrassed about or like feel silly about drinking something that is not traditional, like black tea or like some luxury, tiny farm green tea that somebody's granddad has rolled with his bare hands and things. Like, it's okay, it's still amazing, and it's very good for you, or whichever the one that you're enjoying. It might help you sleep, it might help you with your digestion, whatever it is. It's just as valid.
And we have around 40 herbal blends in our range, so really we are very much pro herbal teas here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so we best wrap up this video because the sun is moving me.
But it's great to have sunshine, actually. We've got the festival, we've got sunshine.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to take a break for a week because Isabel and I and Ben are going on a cycling holiday. We love cycling holidays. And we're going to Poland this year. So we're going to go from Warsaw up to Gdańsk. And cycling, and we're going to hopefully have a great time. The weather forecast, it looks very hot, actually. Ooh. So I think we're going to have to start cycling early in the morning. Poland has a great tea culture, so I'm hoping to be drinking some wonderful teas while I'm in Poland.
Yeah, we'll take a little break for you guys to have a proper holiday, and then we will be back in September.
Back in September, yeah.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in hearing more tea myths or facts, we can
bust other myths. If leave us comments below, and there are more myths to bust.
Definitely. So thank you for watching.
Thank you very much for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.